The top 7 signs a man truly loves you. If you've been questioning, wondering, does he really love me or not? Does he love me? He loves me not. He loves me. He loves me not. Then this training is going to help you so much to identify what's actually going on inside of his soul, inside of his heart wiring, so that you can understand a man much better and know if he's truly in love or if he's just stringing you along or being non-committal or not potentially the right man for you. This will help you to get that clarity to know for certain. I'm Brody Boyd, and for over 20 years combined with my wife Antia, we've been helping thousands of successful women all over the world to get a loving, long-term, and committed relationship with a man they want. So let's go ahead and start diving right in. Sign number 7 that may surprise you is he sets boundaries and expectations with you. If a man really loves you, he's actually going to set boundaries around what is acceptable to him and what is not acceptable to him in the relationship. And this is because he wants to protect the relationship. He wants to create a container around the relationship that stops him from disliking you or disliking the relationship. Because he loves you, he wants to protect that. Just like Jordan Peterson said in one of his books, never let your children do something that causes you to dislike them. Well, this is true for relationships in general. And if a man truly cares about you, he's going to stop you from doing behaviors that causes him to dislike you or that causes him to stop feeling deep love and devotion for you in the relationship. So he will say the word no, and he will set those boundaries around the types of activities you're doing together, what he allows, what he doesn't allow in the relationship. For example, he may have boundaries around the types of men you can hang out with or the types of situation that you might be in. And it's not that he's necessarily jealous, although he will become more protective and possessive, potentially in a healthy way if he truly loves you. But he's more looking to have a solid container where you can both feel safe together, to trust each other, to trust the integrity of the relationship. And conversely, he's not going to be doing those behaviors himself. He's not going to be going around flirting with other women, talking to lots of other women if he truly loves you. Now, he's also going to set boundaries around the type of language that's allowed in your relationship, the type of behaviors. He's not going to allow abuse. He's not going to allow you both calling each other names. He's not going to allow you to disrespect him in different ways or to cross his personal boundaries. And conversely, he's also going to be stopping himself and setting boundaries with himself, that he's not disrespecting you, that he's not crossing your boundaries, not making you feel unsafe or uncomfortable. He's wanting to create a safe container for love to thrive in your relationship. Also, he's going to be setting expectations. He's going to be letting you know about what his next steps are, when he's going to be asking you out, what that's going to look like, how he's committed to the relationship, which ways he's committing to the relationship, if you're exclusive or not, what you guys are going to be doing in the future, what the expectations are in the relationship as far as, like we already talked about, talking to other people, dating other people, sleeping with other people, where you guys are at. Ideally, that's just going to become clear in the fact that he's asking you to be his girlfriend. He's asking you to be his fiance, potentially. He's asking you to be his wife. He's taking those steps forward to show you the expectations of what the relationship is becoming and what the future holds, and plans that you might have, adventures that you're planning, whether you're going to have kids or not, whether you're going to be going on trips, traveling, moving together. He's going to be clear on what those expectations are so that you don't get disappointed, and so that also you can feel safe in the relationship knowing where things are heading, that you don't have to wonder and guess and be uncertain about who he is and what his intentions are and what is going to be happening in the future. He's going to let you know. The number 6 sign that a man truly loves you is that he feels respected, appreciated, and admired in the relationship. If you could tell that in your relationship, your man feels respected by you, he feels appreciated by you, and he feels admired by you, if those 3 things are in place, it's very likely that he is feeling now feelings of true love for you. He's going to be putting in the extra effort to show you he adores and cherishes you because you're showing that you respect and trust him. The deepest desires of the masculine is to feel respected, valued, trusted. The deepest desires of the feminine is to feel adored and loved. So when you're doing those things that make him feel respected, trusted, admired, and valued, etc., there's a natural response that happens. It's a law of the universe, the law of polarity, which says opposites attract. feminine energy attracts masculine energy. When you're showing him those things and those behaviors that make him feel trusted and respected, it's a law of nature that he now has to start feeling adoration and love for you, unless he's a deeply broken man. Now, there are a percentage of men, somewhere between 5 to 15% of men, that are deeply damaged and they're not capable of showing care for a woman's heart, no matter how respecting and how trusting you are of him and how much you're showing your appreciation and admiration and value towards him. He's still not going to show you that care, adoration, and devotion. So in those cases, you're going to need to be able to walk away. Now, we teach our women in our programs the 90-day challenge, which is a 90-day period of time that you use with a man. It could be less, it could be 60 days, it could be 30 days, where you'll use what we teach you and walk through a process where you get to practice being vulnerable, open, respecting, trusting with him, and then seeing how he responds, seeing if he starts to give you that love and devotion. And if he doesn't, which is going to be very unlikely over that period of time, then you know that you are dealing with a broken man and have to walk away. But likely he's going to start showing that to you because he feels that respect, because he feels that trust, and he's going to become more and more devoted to you, more in love with you, and more inspired to be your hero, to be the man that will be by your side for the rest of your life. The fifth sign that a man truly loves you is he wants to hear about your problems and needs. So when a man cares about you, he's getting his sense of value by knowing that you're happy. When he knows you're happy, then he's going to be happy, because men get their happiness in a different way than women do. Men get their happiness by a sense of purpose, by a sense of knowing that they are able to contribute value and be of service to those around them. That's what activates this warrior hero instinct that lives inside of every man in their DNA. So when he knows that he's making you happy and that you are happy, he's going to feel good and he's going to feel like he's winning the game in the relationship with you, and really that he's winning at life. So in order to do that, he needs to know if you're happy and what are the opportunities that he has to be able to make you happier and happier. So he's going to be curious and interested in what your needs are and what your problems are, because when he understands what your needs are and what your problems are, then he has the opportunity to step in and be that superhero, solve the problem, provide those needs, make you happy, and feel like it was because of him. So don't feel ashamed or don't feel embarrassed of sharing your problems and your needs with a man. Now, you need to do it in the right way. You need to do it in a respectful and vulnerable way, which is where magnetic feminine communication comes into play, which is what we teach our clients how to do with men that they are interested in, how to communicate in a way that shares their problems and shares their needs effectively, so that a man wants to help without feeling that he's being blamed or controlled or told what to do or manipulated, which will only push him away. So you want to draw him closer by using magnetic feminine communication in the right way. And the key is with that, sharing problems and sharing needs. How do you share what you actually want in a relationship, what you desire, what you need for you to be happy, for you to feel loved and adored and cherished? And also, what are problems that may be coming up in your life and in the relationship that you can ask him for help with, and allow him to provide that solution. Just like you're going on a dance floor and you're asking a man to dance, or you're putting your hand out and showing that you're available to dance, and then he gets to grab your hand and lead you onto the dance floor and give you an amazing experience, which would be your relationship from the balanced polarities of him in the masculine, you in the feminine. So in order to do that, you need to be able to be vulnerable and actually share those needs and those problems that you're experiencing so that he can help with those. And when he does, to appreciate him and let him know how it makes you feel when he is able to solve those problems, when he is able to help you and give to you in some way. Because solving problems and giving and providing is masculine, sharing problems and receiving and sharing appreciation is feminine. So once you can get into that nice balance dance with him, he's going to feel really good, and ultimately you're going to feel really good and adored and cherished as well. Now, before I go to the next point, if you really want to master this for yourself and really understand the principles of polarity and how to attract a man, draw him to you so that he doesn't pull away, lose interest, or not commit, then I highly recommend taking our free Magnetize Your Man quiz by clicking the link in the description or comments below, where you can learn how to customize this for yourself to attract a specific man to you, have a loving, long-term, and committed relationship that lasts for life. So you can click that link below or go to our website, magnetizeyourman.com, to get that. Now, the fourth sign that a man truly loves you is he wants to lead you and he wants to claim you. When a man starts to care for a woman, he's going to see it as a dance, where he wants to start providing, he wants to start giving, he wants to start showing you amazing experiences, just like Aladdin on the magic carpet ride, showing you the world. I can show you the world. He wants to take you on that ride. And in order to do that, he wants to lead you. He wants to guide you. He wants to lead the relationship. He wants to guide the relationship. He wants to be like that adventurer, that explorer, that king, taking new territory, showing you what his life is like, what his experience is like, and what you can experience together as a couple. So he's going to want to lead, just like leading on the dance floor, taking you on that amazing dance, which, by the way, I highly recommend starting to learn partner dancing, because it's going to be a great way for you to start to understand these principles on a deeper level that I'm teaching you here of polarity and the dance of relationships, and how to follow a man's lead, how to appreciate him, how to be receptive and understand where he's trying to take things, and also how you can share your feelings in the process so you can let him know when he's not leading well. Because if a man is leading you, you can appreciate him for that, and if he's doing a good job. However, if he's not doing a good job, and if he's not leading you well, you need to share your needs and your problems, again, like we talked about before, so that he understands and can make those corrections so that he can make you happy and ideally fix it. If he doesn't fix it, that's a deeper problem, and you need to have a deeper communication and conversation around that using magnetic feminine communication, so that he can then understand, empathize, and want to shift so that he can do a better job as your man. And if he's not doing that, ultimately over the 90 days, you're going to need to walk away, because that's the ultimate way you hold your worth as a woman, being willing to walk away and able to walk away from a man who is broken, or a man who is not showing care for your heart over time consistently after you've had these conversations with him. The other thing that a man will want to do if he truly loves you is to claim you, to take responsibility for the relationship, to say, you are my woman and I'm your man. I'm going to bring you into my world, and I'm going to take responsibility for your happiness. I'm going to take responsibility for the relationship, and I'm going to take responsibility for wanting to make sure you are happy. Now, of course, a man can't do everything for you. He can't provide, you with your breath, for example. Only you can breathe for yourself. There's some things you have to do for yourself, which is where the self-care comes in. However, there's a lot of things that a man can also do for you and provide for you, and problems he can solve, and ways he can give you pleasure and give you comfort and safety and bliss and protection and love and adoration. So to know that balance as well. So that's what a man is going to show you, and he's going to do when he truly loves you. The third sign that a man truly loves you is that he supports and even encourages your self-care. Because again, part of him knowing he's doing a good job is when you are happy, when you are fulfilled. He can provide a lot of things to help make you fulfilled, but there's a lot of things that also he understands you need to do for yourself, which he's going to encourage. If he really loves you, he wants you to be happy. He wants you to be a great partner as well for him that he enjoys being around. So he's going to make sure you're taking that time to care for yourself in all different kinds of ways, primarily with your health, with making sure you're eating properly, eating healthy organic foods, drinking lots of clean water, going out in the sun, in nature, getting exercise. There's a lot of things that will take care of those basics to make sure you're a healthy, happy, vibrant, fit, amazing partner, and that he will also be taking care of himself in those ways. But then he's also going to encourage you to just do things that you enjoy, whether that's fun hobbies, fun activities, time with girlfriends that lift you up, friends, family, and activities and hobbies that you love. Maybe it's a great book that you love reading, a book series or movies, or you have a hobby that is involving dance or music or some kind of art, or just a social group that you're part of. So he's encouraging that. Even if he really cares about you in the relationship, he cares about you being with him. He's not going to be so overly jealous and possessive that he's stopping you from having a social life or being around people that lift you up. Yeah, if there's other guys that are flirting with you while you're there or trying to hit up on you, he's going to have boundaries around that. But he's going to be encouraging you in general to be taking care of yourself, to be happy, so that his life becomes easier if he's taking that responsibility. Again, he truly loves you and has wanted to claim you. He is claiming you in the relationship. Then he wants his job to be easier as well. So he wants you to be filled up so that when you're together, he can just give you those things that he can uniquely provide as a man, whether that's the leadership, the decision-making, the physical comfort, the sex, potentially, if you're at that stage in the relationship, the other care and devotion, solving problems for you, being your hero, and so many different things that he will want to provide for you, gifts, acts of service, etc. So that's going to be a very important thing. The number 2 sign that a man truly loves you is he anticipates your needs and makes changes without you having to ask. So that means that he's actually not only asking you about what you need in your problems, but he's starting to understand you better. He's looking for those cues. He's reading into the details and remembering them so that he can anticipate your needs and make sure you're happy ahead of time. He's preparing things like if you guys are going on a trip together, he's making sure he has hotels booked, flights booked. He's packed some food for you both, some things to nourish you. He is taking care of the safety and security of wherever you're going and making sure that's set up ahead of time. He's anticipating your needs, whether he understands you're about to feel hungry and he's making sure you guys have a stop that you can get food together, or that you are getting tired and that you need some time to go to bed early that night or take a nap. He's looking out for that, and he's making sure that things are prepared so that you can be taken care of and happy. If you're going camping, he's making sure that you have all the things you need, that he knows that you need, that you want to be taken care of, to feel like it's an enjoyable experience and not a drag, not that you're suffering out in the rain and the cold, but that you're warm and cozy and have yummy food in your tummy. He's looking out for you in that way. And also he's making proactive changes even within himself, not because you told him to, not because you're trying to guide him or manipulate him to change, which will never work because a masculine man is just going to push against that. But he's inspired to change because of your femininity, because you're in your feminine polarity and use feminine communication. He's going to want to change on his own. He's going to be inspired, and he's going to make those changes even without you having to ask, because ultimately he's going to be reading the signals and looking toward how he can become a better man for you and a better man in the relationship that will make you a happier woman. And the number one sign that a man truly loves you is he's willing to wait for sex to protect your heart. So a man, when he starts to feel feelings of love for you and cares about you, he's not going to be doing things like pushing you for sex. He's not going to be trying to make that happen before you're ready for it, before you're comfortable with that. He may really want the sex with you, and he may be very hungry to have that sex with you. However, he's going to set a boundary with himself and be able to hold back because he's a strong man, because he's able to manage his own emotions and not give in to them, which would be feminine energy. He's in his masculine energy, so he's going to hold himself back to protect you. Even if there's a raging wild beast of lust inside of him that just really wants you badly, he's going to hold it back and say, tame the beast, because he wants you to feel comfortable. He wants you to feel safe, and he doesn't want to push you into a situation that you may not be ready for, and then also he may not be ready for. Because if a man truly loves you, and if he's operating from his masculine, he's waiting till he can fully claim a woman before he's going to go to that level, ideally, even if he's very tempted. And now you, as the feminine counterpart, it's very important for you as well to wait until having sex with a man until he has claimed you, because you don't know what kind of man this is. And one saying that I love, it's very hard to negotiate a house after you've bought it, or to negotiate anything after you bought it. So once you've had sex, it's very hard to then share your needs and desires for what you need from a relationship and try to get that commitment, try to get him to claim you after you've already had sex with him. Any man, really. And the more masculine he is, the less it's going to be this case. When he's in his healthy masculine, he's going to wait until he knows he wants you as his wife, really, to have sex with you, that he sees that long-term future with you. But it's important for yourself as well to wait and to not have that sex until he has claimed you in all different ways, ideally with marriage, because marriage is the ultimate claiming. It is the most sacred claiming act that a man can do with a woman, to say, yes, you are my woman, I'm your man, and I'm your lady, and you are my man. He's claiming you, and he's saying that you're my lady, I'm your man, we're going to have a future together, and let's make this a sacred communion before God, before our family, before our friends, and show the public as well, and each other, that I am fully in this and that we're fully in this together. And then that's a great time to then open up fully, have that sexual expression, let yourself be claimed by him. But I would wait until that point, because otherwise, biologically, it's very easy to get very attached to a man who may not be good for you. If you've had sex with a man, your body starts to say, oh, this man could have my child. So you start to cling on to him energetically, emotionally. You get attached when he might not even be the right fit for you. He could be a bad man. He could be a broken man. And it could create a very bad situation if you haven't been claimed yet. You have to see his actions. You have to give it a period of time, like our 90-day challenge. Wait, use what we're teaching you, use feminine polarity, use feminine communication, and then once he's proven himself through that process, then say yes. Then open up to that with your body. Of course, you can always be emotionally vulnerable with a man, and you should, because that is your feminine energy. But I would wait to open up your body fully to a man until he's claimed you fully within himself and within his own heart. Now, if you're already in the place where you've had sex with a man and now you're trying to get him back or get him to come closer to you and want to claim you, that's still salvageable, and we can definitely help you with that. But you're going to need some more advanced principles. You're going to need some more advanced coaching to help with that, because it's a very tricky situation. But we help women with that all the time, how to get a man to commit, how to get him to claim you after you've already had sex. But for the women who aren't in that case, I'd recommend waiting until you get to that point so we don't have to try to salvage that situation and instead can set it up correctly from the beginning. So those are the 7 signs that a man truly loves you. I hope this was helpful for you. I'd love to hear your comments and questions below as well. Much love, and I look forward to talking to you more very soon.